How's cooking high with Annie going?
I haven't been able to record because I haven't been home, but
Ooh, can you record the sushi tomorrow?
yeah.
Or can you make something tomorrow?
I'm making sushi.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, your mom and I are
Sushi
going
night.
to the store.
Should we get like a mom menu?
Yeah.
Shrimp tempura?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Your mom can probably batter them because she's really good at that.
Dude.
Oh my god, Mom got so good at fish tacos.
Dude, they were fucking amazing.
She got so good, your husband overate them and got himself sick.
Fish taco hungover.
That makes sense. It's a beer in it.
I texted her, I'm like, is he pregnant?
Dude, they were so scared, and I was like, he won't even talk. Like, he wasn't talking, dude.
I went.
He's okay now?
Yeah, he's fine now. He still has a little bit of a headache.
I passed by and I glanced, and he was literally
Dead.
literally dead.
So we were supposed to try to make it to the night market in, I think it's in Anaheim. And I text Sind a picture of him. He doesn't even know I took a picture of him. And I was like, I don't know what happened. I was like, I honestly don't know what happened. And she was like, he didn't drink? And I was like, no. He's like fish taco hungover.
That is crazy.
I think that's even scarier than like hungover because like you don't know what got you sick, so you're just like, fuck, am I
Yeah.
got food
He's like,
poisoning?
you think I have food poisoning? I was like, I don't know. Like, I was looking up vertigo and like, just, yeah, he was out of it.
Have you seen that meme? It's like when you Google your symptoms and it says that you should have died 2 seconds ago or some shit like that.
Unless it's like pancreas inflamed. That's happened to me. Did he have pain?
I don't know. No, he didn't.
Okay.
He said that whenever he was moving his head, like he would felt it. He would feel it spin with him. Like,
That's vertigo.
oh, okay. Then he had vertigo. Oh my god. What do we do? Are we okay?
I don't know why I'm looking at you. Sorry. I was
like, say the next thing.
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, today's episode.
It's the 420.
Happy 420. It was
Again, 20.
You did.
Is it the right way though? Like for me, the 4, you the 2.
Regardless, I'm gonna be the 2 because I'm the middle.
Oh, the.
Yeah.
Well.
Anyways,
You
420.
guys figure out the hard stuff.
Happy 420.
Happy 420. Where will you guys be smoking today?
In California, where we do it recreationally.
Nancy's like, full disclaimer.
I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah. No. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, what did you ask earlier? The first time?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I messed up the last time.
No, we're good. But the first time. Ricardo, I got you.
This one's for you.
No,
Oh god.
okay, previously we tried to record. Something happened. Nancy's mic was
Nancy,
muted.
I don't remember muting it.
But it's okay. We got through it.
I can't even check on my side.
Okay, the first time, I don't remember really. You had a good one, right?
Yeah.
So the question was, when was the first time you smoked?
The first time I smoked.
Specifically.
It was my 16th birthday weekend. It was spring break because my birthday always landed in spring break. We went to the movies. You threw me a little pizza party with black and the hot pink balloons. And then we went to the movies that night. We went to go watch Rio 2, but it was at the drive-ins over there on Capitol. And Pablo still had his Jeep. And then I think one of you guys rolled one, or you bought some. This was before dispensaries were like not as popular as they were right now.
Legal?
No, they were legal, but you needed to
it
have
was
a medical.
medicinal, right?
I had it, the medicinal
Me
card.
too.
Forever.
And then I remember smoking, and it was that scene where it's like in Rio 2, it's just like a whole spinning. It's literally a freaking weird scene, and it's just like
when they're dancing,
anxiety
right,
filled. No, I think they're like trying to run away because they're cutting down the trees or something. It's been a long time since I've watched that movie, but I know there's a scene where everything's spinning, and I remember looking at the screen and I was just like, oh my god, my heart was racing so fast. So I just like I was on
you didn't tell us anything.
I was on the left side behind the driver's seat, and I was just like, I'm just gonna lay right here, and I just like took a little nap, and then I woke up. And we were already leaving. We were like already backing out or like throwing our trash away or some shit. But that was my first time smoking and getting high. But not that I was high, but I think just the situation didn't help where like the movie was going on and all that stuff. But
So it was a bad high experience.
it wasn't the worst.
But it wasn't the best.
But it wasn't the best. But it was my first time smoking.
I already forgot when yours was.
Mine was in college.
Oh, with the white boys.
Yeah, with the.
Wait, you didn't start smoking till college?
Yeah, dude. That's why I don't know what happened. I didn't start smoking till I was in college, and then when I did, everybody started with me. Like, you guys had all your first times around the time that I did too.
Yeah, because I was like 14 and you were 18.
Uh-huh.
I was 16.
Or was I 15?
But we were at the dorms with my friend, and then we had met these two kids from Reading. And that's the only reason why I knew of Reading then, because I was like, where is that?
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, we smoked, like, I guess it was just like a little bit too it started getting like too cloudy or something, too much smoke, and then like it had to get aired out because you couldn't smoke in the dorms.
Yeah.
And then,
like an RA came to check on you guys?
Yes. and then the kids were like, oh, like, everything's good. And then she's like, okay. And she left. But then I was just thinking, like, dude, what if it was just like me and Jenny? Like, would it have been a different story? They would have been like searching or something?
Because you're Mexican?
Yes.
That makes sense.
And girls. So, but anyways, that was the first time we did. And then shortly after, I think, like, was it the first time that you smoked? Sorry, guys.
No, so I think the first time I did was with some of your friends, and they threw like this barbecue, and I just remember smoking, but not remember what I said. And then the only way I could describe the feeling is everything felt like an echo. Like it was just like even if me talking, it just felt like I was just like echoing. But do you guys know what I mean by echoing?
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly. I know somebody on TikTok said it, and I was just like, oh, that's exactly what describes the feeling. And yeah, it was. I ate food, and I had that moment like Remy does in Ratatouille, where he tries the food.
Oh yeah.
And I got
brainwaves.
Brainwaves with the colors and stuff. And I don't as much anymore, but I definitely have like a lot of. My best times are definitely when I'm eating really good food, and I'm so good. Like one time, we went to Shadowbrook in Santa Cruz for our anniversary, and dude,
Shadowbrook, I love that place.
I had an edible before going, and then I ordered the chef's special which was this like mahi fish dish that was
Dude,
like
you should
served.
have your own, like, you know how Annie has Cooking with Annie. You should have your like
eating with Stoned Nancy.
Yes,
Yeah.
but you go to really cool places.
I just don't.
I've been
anymore.
able to go to like more Bay Area places from recommendations from you than like anyone else.
I love eating out. Not like, but I was gonna say not fast food, but I'm not gonna lie. Lately, I am just really
Into Burger King?
Into Burger King
like-
chicken sandwiches with French fries. We got one last night after
No
dropping
way.
you off. We went to Burger King.
Nice.
The Diet Coke, and then I put hella black pepper in my ketchup. I don't know if you guys do
Me
that.
too.
I learned that from you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Nancy's. Well, even like your dish. I remember. I think the first time I tried cheese, like a charcuterie board with honey, was with you.
I probably did. I used to love putting honey on
I
my
love charcuterie board.
cheese. Me too. I should make one for next episode.
You should put your hobbies out.
Question. When was it that you guys realized like smoking was for you? Not for you, but like when you were just like,
A part of your life
I
that you
want
accept.
to do this every single day if I can.
It was definitely around the first time I smoked.
That's crazy.
Like,
See, because I had breaks because I was like again, my first time was like 16, and then I didn't really have a way to get weed. Not that, but I was just really paranoid because,
You were young.
yeah.
I would get my weed from Lizzie, but sometimes I would steal it from her.
I would never notice.
I had this Eclipse, those Eclipse like mints,
Mm-hmm.
and it was in like a steel can, and I would dump it out, and then would go and put like nugs inside of it, and then it wouldn't smell because it would close shut because the mint was really strong, so it was like very shut tight. Sorry.
That's
No, I remember you and Jill had really cool accessories. like to the boxes.
Oh yeah.
Didn't she give you one too? I think. Do you remember you had that pink pipe? It was super cute.
Oh, actually, that wasn't her. It was our friend got it for me for my birthday.
Oh, okay.
Or did he get me the case? I had this like
I
very.
think it was both.
He got me the pipe, and then
For your 15th birthday, no?
oh my god, that was such a sweet gift. I forgot about that. He gifted me this
16th birthday, because
like,
she didn't have the quinceañera, she had the sweet 16th.
this little box, like a little like trinket box, but it was very. It had like this like.
You've had it for years. Do you
It was
still
made
have
out of,
it?
no, it broke. It was made out of some kind of rock. Recently too, like maybe in the last 4 years, and it had like flowers engraved. And then he got me this pink pipe that was supposed to fit in it, but the box was too small. He said, so then he just gave it to me like that.
Oh, that would have been so cool looking, but it was still cute.
The pipe
I loved
broke
it.
within the first year, but the little box I kept it for years.
That's so sweet.
Do you guys remember the Frogger?
No,
Yes.
what is that?
That one was
She wasn't
one of
there.
our friends.
No, she wasn't there. She was hella little by then. If I was 14, she was 8.
Yeah, that was okay. So there was the first time that I smoked, and then there was the first time that I smoked out of a bong, and oh my god,
That
like,
was the echoes too.
My first time smoking out of bong was with her, Jose, and
Who else?
Emmanuel.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Yeah, Jose had just moved to like SF or some shit, and then he had a bong, and then I was like, I've never done this, and then she was like, I'll light it for you, and then I'll milk it for you, and then or not milk it for you. She like the little thing, and then I was just like, I was so high that time though.
Yeah.
It was like a different level, and I can't find the picture, but it's a picture of me like laying on her, and I also had my first It's It. Do you guys know It's It? Obviously, you guys know fucking It's It.
No,
And I had it
So
on.
bad.
I had it like on my face, and then my eyes are just like bloodshot red, dude.
we were still in San Jose. Actually, I know what house we're talking about.
Oh, was it? Okay.
It was
Why
like
did I feel like it was
downtownish.
far?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and then we just smoked there, and I was just like laying on her, like super lit. I think they were all making fun of me too, because I was just like,
Probably. Sorry.
yeah.
The first time I smoked out of a bong, I think, was at our friend's garage. No,
I don't
something
know.
like that. And then it was a really tall one. And then I just remember that I was just like, oh my god, what is this? Because it wasn't like the type of, like the first time that I smoked was like, oh, cool. Like, y luego me dormí. But the other one, I was just like, oh my gosh, this feels amazing.
Yeah, I definitely, I think once I started, I was like, no, like, I love this. But I would smoke with Liz all the time. She always had weed.
That's so cool.
Or her friends would come over.
I just get yesterday when I was like, I wish I had a sibling to smoke with.
Yeah. Or your friends would always just bring their bong and their weed.
Dude, it got a little bit out of control though, because our friends would go smoke at our house, but they wouldn't wake us up.
We wouldn't be home sometimes, or we'd be sleeping.
Yeah, we'd be out of town, but it was a really cool setup. Do you
Yeah,
remember?
I knew exactly what you guys are talking
We should
about.
bring that setup back over here.
Yeah.
Definitely, that's so doable. That was a cool ass little. That shit was so cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I remember we used to have the turtles just chilling there. Remember?
Do you know one time I was so high? One of our friends had gotten there to hang out, and we were outside smoking, and then so we hid behind I hid. I think I was by myself. I wanted to scare him, so I hid behind the like brick area. But when I went down, dude, I was so stoned. When I went down like that, and I fucking hit myself with the brick fucking seating area, and I was just sitting there, and I'm like, and there was double echoes going. It was.
It's just like double vision, double echo.
I was like, oh my god,
Oh my gosh, that's
dude.
She's like still processing it too. She's just like.
I have
really
a question
happened to
for
me.
you guys. Now that you bring that one up, like I know we're talking about like what's like our fun time, I guess, or first time.
Mm-hmm.
But like, have you guys ever had a bad one? A bad high, a bad experience?
Currently having one right now. Really? My hands are so sweaty, and I'm just like, ooh. Yeah, my hands are really like feel.
Do you want to watch
really
Casa
sweaty.
de Flores after?
Yeah, I'm down. No,
Did
but
put
you
your
know
remote-
what though? I think
Ricardo did.
the texting situations didn't help because I'm also like still like processing everything, so I was just like
Yeah.
really
You're
anxious
not
about
gonna
that.
see him?
Probably not because they left. But anyways, besides the point. Lately I've since that happened, since like the last like month or so. I've been having like really bad anxiety attacks. But see, in this case, I think the weed isn't helping. But yeah, it's just
like, Mom, you were right.
the worst one that I had was my first time being high though. And I know I wasn't gonna bring it up, and unfortunately it was when I was 12 years old. But I just so desperately was curious to know what it felt like. And so I
You
had
took an edible your first time?
and I was only like 12 or 13.
That sounds like a horrible time.
It was literally the worst I've ever, actually no, just like a few days ago was the worst I ever felt. But like this one was like one of the bad ones where I was just like, oh my gosh. And I was obviously so scared because how was I gonna tell my mom, like, Mom, I'm high right now? Like, she was gonna kill me. And then no, to this day, no, I'm just kidding.
To this day,
she knows now, I think.
Lizzie's like, I still don't get it.
Actually, I know.
You guys haven't showed me
I
yet.
still don't think she knows about that situation. But anyways, I took an edible. I remember I called her and I was like, hey, like, how much should I take? And she was like, how big is it? And then I was like, well, I don't know. It was a homemade one too. And then I took a fourth of it. I ate it and nothing. And then like an hour later, everything, my vision was the one echoing. So I would look and then everything was like in little like, and then I was just like, oh my gosh. And then my mouth was so dry. Like it was just incredibly dry. And I was just like the whole time, like swallowing. And then I was just sitting, and then I started looking for a pencil. And I couldn't remember what I was looking for. So I was just like, I kept checking the same thing over and over again. And I was seeing things there, but I was just like, I don't even know what I'm looking for. And it was just such a bad trip. Like, I was just like, what the heck is going on?
That's crazy.
And then I tell my brother, and I was like, hey, like, I took an edible and I'm really high. I was like, can you please bring me some water? And he was like, you're so dumb, dude. And he comes back with the water, and I drink it, and I go, bleh, and I fucking throw up all over my carpet, dude. And then my friend was there, but she like ended up saying she didn't want to try it because I was like, let's do it together. But she was like, no, I'm scared. So it was just me that did it, and then I freaking.
La trauma.
So what did it
Yeah.
translate to, like, dosage wise?
I'm pretty sure I took like a crazy amount, like for my first time.
Oh my gosh. And homemade ones are hard to tell. Like I don't know if I would ever do homemade
Plus, it
ones.
tasted so bad. It tasted fucking horrible.
That's probably why you threw up.
And then that, like, the taste was disgusting. My eyes had gotten like red, and I remember my brother telling me, like, dude, your eyes are red, because I was like stressed, and I was trying to put eye drops on, and I was like this, and I was like aiming right here, and I was just like like, dude, I'm not trying to act stupid, I actually am stupid, like, dude, oh my god, it was so scary. And then I throw up, and I couldn't figure out how to go down the stairs because it was just a bad high. Because I think about it now, I was like, that's never happened, you know, like now I don't have those kind of highs, but it's just that, I think because I was so little too, and it was my first time.
You were 12?
I was 12.
That's crazy.
I was in 8th grade.
When did
How
you
old
have
were
edibles?
you? Oh my gosh, edibles I
To
didn't
this
have.
day.
I think it wasn't until dispensaries.
Yeah, I don't think I had edibles.
So I
till
definitely was over
dispensaries.
18 at that point.
The Bud Barber.
Those cookies were insane, dude. They would get me so stoned.
Yeah, and they were good. Like because I think I had probably tried other stuff like when we were kind of experimenting like with edibles, but everything tasted really bad.
Yeah.
And then after the Bud Barbers, you got this unas gomitas.
They used to have like sour gummy worms dipped in chocolate.
Yes.
Dude, I remember one time I bought them. They were the best because the chocolate had the weed in it. They would get you perfectly stoned. We were on our way to Texas Roadhouse. Mom was driving, and she was taking some family friends that came from like Oaxaca or something. And I remember I got it, and
You were stoned?
no, I wasn't stoned yet. I bit the chocolate part off, and I ate it, and I ate the whole thing. It was only like 5 milligrams each or something. But Mom saw that I had sour gummy worms. She's like, give me some. I want some sour gummy worms. And I was like, no. Because I wasn't sure if the actual, like, edible air
sugar
was the...
probably had or something.
Or if it had it on the chocolate. Because sometimes you can just, like, get the oil and like, la
Do you
mojas.
remember
Yeah.
the time that we gave it to her in her smoothie though?
Yeah. You know
It
what?
was after Dad.
I forgot to
And it
bring this
helped her.
up. Yes, and the dosage
Did she
thing.
know?
No.
Day.
To this day, she doesn't know.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's
we
not
can't
bring
tell
it
her.
up.
And we can talk about it because she'll know now.
Yeah.
Which is one thing I want to touch on really quick is families. You've come a long way. Like, I feel like a lot of our families have come a long way. Like, especially mom, especially like you got to smoke with dad, which I think is super cool.
I think when I like, because I obviously would do it when I was younger, but then I did stop for a few years, and it definitely with COVID, once we got quarantined, like it went out of control. Because like before that, I would just do the pen, like Annie, and I went with her, and I was like, I like this pen, and she took me to Kaliba, and I got my own. But
This Dizzy one?
no, it was just like a little
Those regular.
$10
okay.
one, and
I don't
then
know which one it was that was giving me really bad headaches.
it was the
Stizzy.
Stizzy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Steezy. Just kidding.
Easy.
No, and then once we moved to the Santa Cruz Mountains, and we were like super like away from neighbors, dude. So like it went a little out of control then. And then just recently it's finally back down to like when I'm socially drinking. Mine is like socially smoking now.
That's what okay, so the whole family thing, like I said, like it took me a lot of convincing, from like to talk to my mom about it. Like I was like, es que mom, lo usan para dolor de
that quote that you
cabeza.
told your mom, what was it? Or what did you tell your mom? You're
If
like,
you'd rather
Mom,
people get drunk and then
Oh yeah, because I was like, yeah, I told her, I was like, la gente se emborracha y se vomita, se caga, like, no se acuerdan, se pelean. People are aggressive drunks. And then I was like, and then I'm like, estoy fumando y estoy a gusto en mi cuarto viendo TikTok, viendo tele, cocinando, and just cleaning. I love cleaning while I'm high. I'm like so in the zone, dude.
I love writing. Writing is my thing when I'm high. Like
Writing?
Yeah.
I remember you would get high before and do your college homework.
Yes, I used to.
Never understood how you did that.
I used to love going to college stoned, because I would get so into my lectures. Like I would like literally nerd it out. Like there was a professor that I had when I was taking a history class, and he had like the clearest, most like public speaking voice possible. I don't remember what his last name was, but the way he taught history was just like perfect to me, and I was just like, like I was such a good student throughout college because it would help me concentrate a lot. Like, and there was a teacher. He was the first one that was like, you like inspired me to write because remember I was in ESL. I was in ESL till I finished sophomore. Dude, really, I don't understand. I actually talked to my therapist about it because it did affect me in some ways. And then she was just like, she also wants to do like a whole thing on talking about like some kids that stay in ESL too long. And I was like, it's true, like, because it happened to me. Like, so I ended up in ESL for hella years. I got out sophomore year. So when I did finish high school, I finished with English too.
But why though? Because I never heard you with like a BISA,
I think
sorry, but
my reading comprehension was pretty bad.
Oh, that's why?
Well, yeah, like I would read a lot and I wouldn't remember anything I read. Like it was pretty bad. But I guess that was like one of the big things. But then like I started getting into books that I liked, like that time I started reading like self-help books and I was like, this is amazing. Like I retain everything. But anyways, so what was I saying? That class, and it was just awesome, like being stoned in college. I had so much fun. I did great with writing. Oh, but that professor, I remember like I read my first book that actually made me laugh, and like I was also stoned, but it was such a funny book, and like I was just like, wow, like reading triggered these emotions.
What book?
I don't even remember the name of it, but it was my favorite book. It's a colorful adult book. I gotta find it. I'm gonna tell you guys. But anyways, it made me cry. It made me laugh, and like reading had never done that to me before, and I was just like, this is amazing. Like,
You're a reader, huh?
I am.
Yeah.
And then he was like, you have really good writing, like you should consider like something like like a writing club or something, or
Mhm.
like, and then I was like, that's the first time somebody's
You
ever
know what,
told me
too?
that.
I'm actually really good at writing as well. Like, I remember my last English class I took. Like, my professor really liked my writing. And, like,
And it feels nice for somebody to tell you
but
that,
I don't
no?
like to write.
Really?
I feel like I get, like, writer's block a lot. And so, like, there'll be
Mhm.
times where I'll have really good stuff to write. And then there's just times
Maybe
where...
you're better at saying it.
No. No, thanks. Yeah.
I do want to mention one thing that, kind of to, again, talk about, like, ¿y qué va a decir la gente with this? Is, did you guys ever get any negative feedback on, like, when you finally were just like, yeah, like, I'm a smoker?
I don't think so. I think for me, the only one it really mattered with was obviously mom and dad. And dad was, like, okay with it towards the end because he smoked with me. But mom definitely took her a little longer. But, like, in my defense, I was like, Mom, like, we have we're good. Like, I have my career. I have, we have our house. Like, we're just, like, I've done all the things I'm supposed to do. Like, in like, the way that, she kind of raised us. So I was like, so, like, I'm good now. Like, and she's like, oh, it's just, like, she doesn't like that we do it a lot.
Yeah, my mom is the same way. She's like in her, like, denial accepting phase. Like, she's in both, where she's always like, ya deja de fumar tanto, like, te estás haciendo mensa, blah blah blah. And she kind of trips about it because I go out and I smoke, and and then I try to be respectful of her opinion as well. So I do smoke in my car, but I try to air it out if I know she's gonna be in there, or like Ozium.
You don't just go outside and smoke on the sidewalk?
I smoke in my car a lot because, like, I don't like smoking outside. Like, I don't know.
Because you're alone, huh?
Yeah.
Because, you're at
The neighborhood's kind of scary, but yeah, usually, like, I'll just smoke before getting home, though, and not at my house. Like, I don't think I've ever smoked in the backyard, but, like, I'll smoke in my car and then I'll go inside the house and stuff like that. I just try to be a little bit courteous because I know my mom's kind of like, ugh, but I have smoked in front of my dad, though, when I was in Chicago and we were at my cousin's house, and when I realized I was smoking in front of him, it's because I had make eye contact with him, and he was just like, he was like laughing, like kind of like upset about it, but he was just like, oh, whatever, But I don't think my dad knows. Like, he knows, but, like, I don't talk to him about it because I think my mom siempre decía, like, oh, yo soy el tapón de tu y tu hermano, porque siempre, like, like, I clean up after you guys when you guys leave it in inappropriate places. But my mom also says, like, yo sé qué tipos de hijos tengo. Like,
yeah, my mom would say that too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because everybody would always bash on my mom because we were, like, not disobedient. We just had fun, and people didn't have fun.
Yeah. And I think people's perspective on weed, especially Mexicans, is just, from what I know, is like my dad would be on the street and he would see like some like drugged out homeless person, and my dad would be like, mira ese marihuano.
Oh my God, Dad would do that too.
And I'd be like, dude, he's literally on like some insane shit right now. He's not smoking weed. Like, some of the time, like, I'd be high when he'd be saying that, and I'm just like, bro, I'm off weed.
No, dude,
I'm off that. He's on
my
something
favorite
else.
thing, my dad. Okay, so what is it about dads having like this misconception about weed?
So me and Nancy always thought he was lying to us, and we're just like, Nick,
so
you've never
I'm sure
smoked.
you've heard of this, but my dad would always be like, cuando uno fuma por la primera vez, todo depende, o cuando fumas, todo depende de la actitud que tienes. Si estás triste, vas a llorar un montón cuando fumes. Y cuando estás feliz, vas a reírte, vas a estar bien alegre. And I just remember sitting there, and I'm just like, Dad, I swear to God, I don't think you guys were smoking weed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
weed
said
not
too.
like that.
Because, like, I think,
But he surprised us. Because the first time that Nancy and him did smoke, I was outside with him, but I wasn't
Weren't
smoking
you there
yet.
too?
I think so.
And then he did his little
Frenchie inhale?
and then I was like, oh, he did. He wasn't lying to us.
Yeah,
I think he smoked
But maybe
cigarettes
they were
too.
just like lightweight trying to scare us too.
maybe.
Probably.
I do think that they just view weed as something so horrible. And again, I think the real enemy here is alcohol. No, because
as we drink our wine.
Yeah, no. But I think my mom has said, el otro día estábamos en el carro y le dije, dice mi mamá, ¿crees que no me duele ver que mis hijos fumen marihuana? ¿Crees que no le duele a la mamá? And I was like, ay mami, entonces no veas. No nos veas. And then she got upset and she just like slapped me in the face, but like in a playful way. But it's just so funny because I was like, si no te gusta verme fumar, entonces no me veas. No, like, duérmete. But yeah, it's just I tell her all the time, like, I've done stupider shit when I'm drunk than when I'm high. Yeah. When I'm high, again, I'm just chilling. I do have a cooking show. That's what I was telling her. Like, you know, like I have a cooking show.
People would love it. I love watching it.
So I have a little routine where I know I'm gonna make something to eat, and I'll smoke, and then I'll come back in the house, and then I'll start cooking, and then it'll be like it's prepping or whatever. I go smoke again, and then I'm like finish cooking it, and then I'm done cooking, and then I smoke again.
I do feel very creative when it comes to cooking, and I'm stoned. Like, I'm just like, yeah, let me put this and this together, and then I'm gonna add this.
I think both of you, that's like a thing that you guys both have a lot.
That we like to cook.
Yeah.
I do love to cook. Cooking is
I remember, didn't both of you have the Easy Bake? Was it Easy Bake?
She did. I never did.
I had it.
That shit was expensive. Right? Yeah. No, she wouldn't let me.
I think you would use it when she was at school.
I don't know. No.
No?
She would, deadass would not let me. She was like, first of all,
Miss, I'm gonna buy you an Easy Bake now. Let me see if they still sell them.
They're expensive. I wanted to buy one the other day. I saw them at Walmart. I was like, $130? No wonder I never had one.
What? They were not $130 before, were they?
I don't think so.
Know.
But
these are not the Easy Bake ovens I had.
I remember Nancy would make a lot of cool Easy Bake stuff.
So what is your negative side of smoking? Like, what is one thing that you wish you can change?
I binge eat.
You binge eat?
I can't stop eating.
Well, that's kind of how you. Right now, you only do it recreational again. Pretty
much,
right?
I'm trying. I've been doing it way more than I wanted to, but like maybe like once or twice a week at this point.
That's not bad.
But it's just because like there's days where I still have trouble like controlling my eating, so like I notice it with my like blood sugar readings the day after. But the last one I did good because I like portioned everything out. So I'm hopeful for today.
What's your negative side about eating? I mean, smoking. Yeah, about eating.
Todo.
Everything.
I wish I wouldn't have to eat.
Like, I hate cooking.
Actually,
I don't like cooking, you guys. Can we just make it clear? Like, I don't like it. Maybe one day I will, but right now, I'll wash the dishes for everybody.
It's not for everyone, and that's fine. Yeah. I hate cooking, but I have to do it.
I love that. My friend Sid and I, sorry Sid, putting her out on blast, but her and I just do not enjoy cooking. So I remember it was super cute because like we made a cleaning crew at the batch, and I was part of the cleaning crew. And as soon as Sim got there, because she got there the next day, she was just like, "Can I be cleaning crew? Because I'm not cooking." And I was like, "I love it,
dude. We did good." Us.
I don't like cleaning.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
Period.
At all.
At all.
I put some like.
I don't like to clean.
Some fito and I'm good.
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't. It depends on the task.
I have really bad depression rooms sometimes, but I like to smoke in order to motivate myself to clean. Because then I put music on and I'm like...
You know how you were talking about like you cleaning your room with like when you're stoned? Aside from like reading and writing, I like washing the dishes while I'm stoned.
Washing the dishes.
I think it's fun. And Zoe, like, she'll join me now sometimes. She's just like dancing with me. Tiago will too once in a while. But I love that.
Yeah.
But negative for me is... So I have to make sure that I do it when my husband's around. Because once I knock out, I knock out. And I can't hear anything. So, like, it's just... If, you know, Tiago ever wakes up in the middle of the night or, like, one of the kids gets sick, I'll think about that. And then I'm just like, mejor me espero for the weekend, you know? And usually, like, it's just weekends and Tuesdays. I like Tuesdays.
Because I'm off Wednesdays.
Yeah. We both have, like, Wednesdays to chill at home. But yeah, and then...
What about you?
Mine's just that it gives me really bad anxiety. So I already suffer in general. I'm just kidding. I already suffer from anxiety in general. And
Since I was born.
since I was born, actually we were smoking today before the episode. Am I allowed to say that? Yeah, right? Okay. We were talking about, I said it gives me anxiety, and then I was like, it's just traumatic. I was like, being born was the most traumatic thing that ever happened to me. But yeah, it gives me really bad anxiety. Sometimes, like, I think I have a fairly low tolerance. So it doesn't take me too many hits to get high. The thing is, I'm just smoking all the time. Like right now, like if you guys were to say like 5 minutes, let's go smoke again, I'd be down, you know? And then that's the thing, like I'll be high, I'll take like 4 or 5 hits and then I'll be good. Like I'll be lit. And then I'll give it like an hour or two before I'm like, I want to go smoke again. And then it's just like a whole thing. And I'll just be smoking throughout the day. Plus, for me, it was kind of, this is kind of bad to say, but it had gotten to the point where I was going to the gym in the morning, and then I'd come home from the gym and I'd smoke before going in the house, and then I'd have breakfast, and then like throughout the day I'd be hitting my pen, and then at night I would smoke again, but like actual flower. So I was like smoking flower and my pen throughout the day. So like the moment I would start feeling myself come down, I'd be like, so let's smoke again, and then I'd be high. But I guess it's just that sometimes I over smoke, and then I'll be like, oh my god, I'm like freaking out right now, and then I'm just straight up not having a good time.
Is that how you felt today?
Yeah, that's how I feel right now, but I'm like
She's like, I'm not having a good time.
Yeah, that's how I feel right now, but I'm like, I know it's because I'm high. And that's the thing, what we were talking about earlier, where you're like, what do you do to control it? So what I do is just, my therapist said that when I get anxiety, it's because I'm not breathing right. So she says that I'm not taking in enough oxygen, and your body is kind of like tense. So that's why you feel like your heart rate starts to go low a little bit. And then she says to focus on my breathing. So then I'll be like, you know, like breathe in, breathe out, taking deeper breaths, and then just reminding myself that I'm high and that it'll pass. And then I'll be like, yeah, you'll feel better. And like since we started, I've been progressively getting less anxious. But yeah, what is that, the Frank Ocean song? Lazy, sluggish.
Oh, and
or something. Sluggish, lazy, stupid, and unconcerned or something. Yeah, it's from a song where she's like, oh, that's all marijuana does to you. But then there was another meme where it was like, when you're high and you're like, they name all the adjectives that she describes, and she's like, and you realize that the mom was right. And I was like, that's me sometimes too, because there's also times, the negative times that I do have with weed, is that there'll be times where I'll get so stoned that I'll just sleep, and I'll just like,
I hate sleeping
knock
when
out.
I'm stoned.
And then I'll wake up and I'm like hungry, and then that's kind of when I like binge eat.
Oh, like when you guys sleep through the day?
I just feel like it's a waste, and I'm just like, man, I want to use this like mind, my creative mind that's like bursting with ideas to do something.
I like doing my makeup when I'm high.
Dude, playing with my children.
I like doing arts and crafts.
I love doing imaginary play with them while I'm stoned. I feel like I get super creative about it.
Do you?
Yeah.
So I was an astronaut the other day. You won't believe.
No, really, like, and they'll go along with it, so it's really cool. And I think that's another thing that, like, I feel I was scared to tell. So you know how, like, I stopped for a very long time, and then I, like, recently went back to it after I had Z. And then, I told you guys about, like, my first time that I had, like, a really good experience with it was with your mom.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I
she
mentioned
was, like, cracking
that
up.
one, this one.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, you did.
On this one, no.
Okay, well, it was pretty much like, I had just recently started again, like, you two were outside, and, like, the whole family was over from LA. Like, I don't know what we had going on, but you guys were like, oh, Liz, we're gonna go outside, and I was like, oh, yay, like, I get to go. And then, we had a really good time, and then you and I went back inside. You were there too, but I think you were already sitting down, and everybody was getting coffee and pan. And then I was pouring the almond milk, because it was like I was trying to hold the carton, and then you were saying something to me that was super funny to me, and I was just like, like, we were both like laughing a lot, and then I like filled my thing to the top accidentally, and then your mom looks at me, she's like, "Estás bien?" And I was like, oh.
You're like me and marijuana.
I think I said something like that.
No, that's also remember because I was telling her about the time that I went to your house and I had been crying, but I was also really high. And then your mom asked me like, "¿Estás llorando? ¿Estás marihuana?" And then I was like, and then I go, "Los dos."
Yeah, my mom's come a long way. I love her.
She's fun. She doesn't do it, and she says she will never, ever, ever do it with us.
Yeah.
And then she still says, like, tienes cara de pendeja when you're, like, walking around and you have it. She'll talk shit to you.
I wish that they would give it a chance, though. I know that my mom, she'll have to smoke,
My mom
like...
has secondhand.
Oh, my God, she has. She was hilarious when the secondhand happened.
I wish that my mom would be open to it.
She's secondhand your mom.
Because... Yeah, huh?
No, my mom's like, "Hey, and then she gets hella mad. And you're just like,
but she did it in such a social setting that she even forgot about it. Because she was just having such a good time.
She's like, "Quiero que esté marihuana."
Yeah, and then she was just like, I remember she got up for something. She forgot what she got up for, and she just had like this laugh attack. And it was like right after, it wasn't maybe like a year after Dad. And, you know, like the first year was really tough for her. So just like her having that moment of like, like crying, laughing. Like, and we have pictures that Ricardo took when all of us were just like laughing, like, because of...
I think my ideal like goal would be that, you know, when I do have a home and a family, like when I have a home, I'm homeless. When I have my own home and a family and stuff, like I would want weed to always be an expected thing, just like alcohol. Like I would, you know, and plus I think a lot of the times there's only so much people can tell us. And at this point, I really don't give a fuck, like who knows and who doesn't know.
We're doing a whole
there are,
episode on it.
there are a few people that don't know that I smoke that like were a part of my life and I hid it from them. Because also it's just not, see, all my family knows and I know my family is okay with it, but I also like, I don't know how other people's opinions are on weed and stuff and smoking, so I like obviously kept that a secret. But at the same time, I'm like, I hope that they know, if they were to find out, if they watch the podcast and they find out, and I was high around these people several times and they just had no idea because I was just chilling, like, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Versus if I was drunk, they would know right away. They'd be like, "Oh, she's drunk." Yeah.
Don't worry, I'll take care of you. I'm like, take care of me while I'm stoned then.
Yeah.
Give me gushers.
Like, make me some food. Yeah. And I know that our family, like you said, they've come a long way because I feel like everyone accepts it now. Like, even the tias that we were terrified of, like,
accept it.
What are they going to do about it? Like, fight me. What's up? I'm just kidding.
You're
and
do you want to tussle?
Adult.
And you want to tussle? Exactly. Nancy's always down to tussle. I would like look at Nancy and then she'd be like staring at me. She's like, "You want to fight?" Like out of nowhere. I was just like, "Girl,
you know why?"
It's that anger, huh? It's that childhood anger.
I got that from my dad.
I know your dad.
My dad was like, "We'll fight." I'm like, fucking ready.
So speaking of that, I remember your dad used to walk out of the shower with his like little wife beater shirt and his like jeans and whatever, and he'd walk like this. And then it was so funny because like his hair was just like freshly combed. He had like lotion, cologne, and everything, and he would just like walk like this towards you, and then just stand next to you, and like he'd just be like, you know, because he just wanted you to smell him and just like me bañé, you know, like what's up. You want to fight?
Yeah. So my mom was like, "Héctor, vete de allá." And he's like, "¿Por qué ya me casé?"
I thought you were okay with me not showering now.
Oh my God, I remember that. No, and then I remember when you said the little walk with his little blue swim shorts.
Oh my God.
Don't make fun of my dad.
I love him.
He was always such tough love with me. I actually have a picture of him from my birthday, pandemic year. And he's like hugging me. He's going like this, and he's like has like a little chokehold. And your mom's like laughing at him. And I was like, every time I look at the picture, I'm like, I can hear your mom being like, "Yeah, Hector," and I can hear your dad like, "Marquecho," you know, always like so like tough with me. And I was like,
yeah. Fun times.
It's funny. You know when you said that thing when he would always be like, "You want to fight?" and you were ready. Like sometimes I would look at him and be like, "What?" Like it wasn't the same experience. So it's funny that you picked up on it.
I would always be like, "You want to fight?"
But okay. So kind of we don't want to make it too long, but to end it, I want to ask you guys a little question. Okay, right now you guys aren't moms yet, right?
I was like, what aren't we?
But when you do become a mom, like a lot of times some moms get some negative feedback for it. Like, what is your guys' opinion on it?
Actually, go first.
Okay. No, go first, actually.
I think I would still want to,
Mm-hmm.
but as long as my husband is willing to take care of, like, if it's like a day where I'm just like, I don't want to do shit, I want to just smoke this evening, get some DoorDash, yeah, I would totally. I forgot how to bring in the kids somehow.
Like, I forgot to have kids.
If my husband helps me or somewhere, or if mom is ever like, yeah, I'll watch them, like,
Yeah. I feel like mom's kind of like they're with me now. How she's just like, it's fine. It's the weekend.
I don't see myself not smoking.
Yeah, that's the best way to describe.
And I'm not a mom, you know, but I don't think weed's bad. That's the thing. Like, I just don't think, if anything, it gives you more patience. Like,
it does.
Like you said, you're having more fun, like, doing imaginary stuff, playing with your imaginary friends and stuff. Like, you know what I mean? No, but like for me, it's the same thing. Cause there's times where I'm like super stoned around my nieces and nephews, and I'm fucking having a blast, dude. And I'm just like joking with them, and then just I feel genuinely happy. Like, that's the thing.
I feel like my kids are happier.
I actually just tweeted the other day. I was like, TikTok keeps sending me these things on my For You page of people that have stopped smoking because they say that they notice they're more sluggish or they eat too much or stuff like that.
It does get to that level.
Yeah,
I think.
I know it gets to that level, but I'm just like, but I feel so happy. And that's one thing that my mom said, like, stop relying on weed to make you happy. And I was like, I'm not relying on it, but it helps.
I think, and that's why I had to like. And
I have several friends of mine that stopped smoking. Actually, one of my biggest stoner friends, she's like my best friend from like first grade. I hit her up the other day. I was like, hey, I'm at my mom's. Do you want to smoke? And she's like, I would love to, but I actually stopped smoking. And then I was like, what? And she's like, yeah, I had to because I realized I was just doing like every single day. And I was just like, yeah. Like, she was like, I was just high all the fucking time. And I told her, you're making me feel bad right now because I smoke like morning to night. For anything, I'm like, let's pregame with some weed.
But you're also at that age where it's okay. And I just think, like, for you,
I'm
for
like,
example, like you're just like, you know,
I'm okay.
Recreational now.
Yeah.
But it also, like, it helped you through a tough time, I feel.
It did.
I always try to suggest weed to people. Like, have you tried smoking weed? Yeah.
Honestly.
Because
like,
I also
some
get in these
that we know could really loosen up a bit.
Yeah. I love weed. I love weed for people.
I love weed.
Like, I'm
glad that it's
I love
so
that
accessible
this,
to us.
Community, like TikTok. One thing that I love about TikTok is like it literally helped me discover like a whole community of moms.
There's a community of pregnant moms that still smoke.
Really?
And they're let me slow down. They have smoked throughout all of their pregnancies, and they don't have, their kids are fine, and they said that it helped them with like the the uncomfortableness that comes with being pregnant and the morning sickness and stuff like that.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
And again, they do it at their own risk. Because I think you even mentioned it, like you said that when you first got pregnant, you were really shocked because your doctor was like, just don't do like hardcore drugs. And then you were like, yeah. I mean, obviously you never did, right?
When you were breastfeeding, no?
No. When she was pregnant, she said that one of the things that the doctor brought up was like that, right? Because I know some midwives say that like it's okay to have one glass of wine throughout your pregnancy, like here and there. there's just obviously not enough studies on smoking while pregnant, but there's this community of pregnant women that I follow that, or just mothers in general, that smoked throughout their pregnancy and stuff like that, and how their kids turned out completely fine, and the weed just helped them be able to tolerate the pregnancy more. And I'm just like, that's good for them. I know that I would be too scared to do it, but I'm like, that's good for them. The proof is there, because it's not just one TikToker. It is several. You go through the comments, it's like same. Like, yeah, I smoked through all fucking 10 of my pregnancies type shit. And like, yeah, there's crazy comments on there.
Okay, think about it. A mother with 10 kids, she can benefit.
Yeah, I just feel like
she needs it.
I think I have too many odds against me already, so I'm like,
No, and I completely get it, and I respect it, and that's kind of why I slowed down. So I used to do it a little bit more often, like after I got back into it, and I think especially like it was so easy to do it when we were living out there, because like
we were just so secluded.
That's
the word.
Yeah, and like
secluded.
Once Friday came, everybody would go home, and the next time you went out was on Monday. The only ones that would go out once in a while was them, and it was just to Safeway, but it was always Ricardo driving, because Nancy's like...
I hella stopped driving. I became a full-on passenger princess. I love being a passenger princess.
I don't have anyone to drive me around, so I drive myself everywhere.
Well, actually, we were even passenger princesses with you. You would drive us.
Yeah.
Dude, the other day... Like,
I'm a crazy driver, but nothing like you two.
I'd rather you drive than get mad at my driving, to be H. I'd rather you drive than you get mad at... than you get mad at my driving.
I'll be like, ¿Quién está manejando? Tuyo.
But, okay, really quick, just to end it on a positive note. What would you guys say to somebody that is, like, has a good headspace, you know, like, they have all their ducks in a row, or they don't. But at least, like, if they'd want to try it, but they're scared of, like, oh, like, what... ¿Qué va a decir la gente? Type thing. Like, what advice would you give them?
As long as you're doing it and it's benefiting you whatever way you want it to benefit you, then, you know.
There is an age and a time for you to smoke, because I will say that.
Oh, yeah.
I agree with that completely.
I regret smoking so young.
I don't... What's the word? Condone? I don't condone, like, underage smoking.
Yeah.
It's obviously hard not to do this in high school, because that's kind of where everyone starts, but I do think that it's, if you're being not for the underage stuff, but smoke all you want, just be responsible, and just make sure that, like you said, you have all your ducks in a row, and just try not to let it become like be your whole life, you know what I mean?
Yeah, do that, but do something with that. That makes sense.
I think my, like, piece of advice is more so for the moms. Just, like, if you're scared of, like, people judging you because of it, because that was one of my fears. Like, I never wanted anybody to know the second time I started, because I was just like, well, like, I have kids now. Like,
I'm a mother.
You know, they're going to see me, like, look at her. Like, she's so responsible. So, I would get fear of that. But it honestly helped me out so much. Like, I realized that so, you know how, like, one of, like, the little traumas was, like, I hated when my parents would yell at me. And my mom would yell a lot, because she used to work graveyard shift. And, like, I get it now, you know. And I get it that a lot of moms yell sometimes. But I remember, like, how I would feel when she was yelling. And then when I started, like, raising my kids and they would get out of line and out of control, I started yelling, and I remember, like, I hated the feeling of yelling, and I hated the feeling that I caused my son. So, like, that's when I got into the whole, like, you know what, like, I'm going to do everything possible. Like, I'm not yelling at my kids. Like, I'm going to let them have a voice. Like, I'm going to do everything different, and everything that I didn't like, I'm going to change it. And I see so many good and positive things that came from that. And it was an idea that I got, like, when I was feeling calm and relaxed, you know? So, you know, I know it's not for everybody, but at least if you do know that there is a mom that uses it, like, don't judge her for it. Close it up, Nancy. What's your positive one?
I think that if you are someone that gets really anxious, just people knowing yourself, like, and it kind of goes in hand with what Annie's saying about, like, there's a time and an age, wait until you're like an adult and have your own place, your own
yeah.
money.
It feels
And
so
you can,
good.
and you can do whatever you want, and you just
It's like how the people feel when like they have money for Barbies now, or what is it?
yeah. So for me, it's like I love smoking and hanging out in my living room and doing my cool stuff that I like to do. If I want to play The Sims, I play The Sims. If I want to play Animal Crossing, if I want to do like arts and craft, like I just do that by myself. And then my husband.
You got to enjoy like single adulthood era of like just it's myself. I don't have to take care of anything or anybody else.
I also but also like married. I guess it's cool because like my husband will do his own thing, usually playing his own video games, and then I'll play my video games on this exact spot on the couch, and I'm just like, oh, I love being an adult. Yeah, I hope you guys liked today's episode. It was fun.
It was very fun, and don't forget we have Instagram, TikTok,
YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify,
yes,
and Facebook.
And Facebook. Yes, Facebook.
Yeah.
And we have more episodes coming soon.
We've done a lot of recording this week, so we can just have them ready to go.
We have special guests coming.
I'm so excited for that.
Those are going to be so much fun.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Get high and be safe.